What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dollar Mike back at it again with another video. Now, typically on this channel, I tell you guys about personal finance stuff like saving, investing, budgeting, all that kind of good stuff, credit cards, anything related to the such. I talk about it here, which is great. In this particular video though, I'm going to be talking about selling a stock. Normally when I talk about stocks, I talk about buying stocks, buying the dip, getting in when you can get in, finding particular stocks that might work best for you, and just talking about my portfolio in particular. So today I'm going to be talking about selling a stock because I don't typically sell a stock that often, but I do want to show you guys a situation where it is a great situation to sell a stock. So in this instance for me, like I said, this is a perfect time for me to sell this stock to go and do something else with. So I'm going to explain my whole reasoning behind it, the whole process behind it, everything behind it, and we're going to get right into it. So let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into the video. Let's go. Before, I make personal finance videos here on the channel, so if you're interested in stuff like that, make sure you hit that like button and that subscribe button to see more content like it. But besides the point, let's talk about what we're talking about today, which is these oil prices. Let's start with these oil prices, and it'll give you a little bit of background on why I'm doing this, why it makes sense, why it's perfect for me to possibly do this, and you if you're in a position to do it as well. So as of May 30th of 2022, oil prices, when it comes to the buy barrel price, has reached a price of about $120 per barrel. Of course, we can see an easy reflection of that when it comes to gas prices. Gas prices where I live at right now are averaging about $4.50, $4.60 a gallon, which is absolutely ridiculous. It takes about $70 for me personally to fill up my gallon. If you guys don't know what I drive or fill up my car, I drive a Nissan Altima. So normally it would be about $30, $28 to $30, and now with these inflated prices, it's about $70 to fill up my tank, which is absolutely insane. And I'm sure it's about the same thing for you depending on what you're driving. But of course, it's more because we have to deal with these higher gas prices, and that's a result of course, those higher barrel prices. Now, it's tons of different reasons why we're dealing with these inflated prices right now, but it's not only in the oil industry, it's in almost every industry we're dealing with right now because of the state of the world right now and everything that we have going on at once. I don't want to beat a dead horse. I've been talking about it on the channel for a while now, and it has been a lot of different reasons, but just to name a few relating to the oil shortage in particular, one thing is the world's slowly getting back to normal, where people are getting away from the whole COVID thing. I understand it's still a thing, and cases are still going up in some areas, and it's still a threat to pretty much everyone essentially, but overall we have vaccines now, we have things to combat that which we didn't have before, so people are traveling more. Since people are traveling more, that's more demand for travel, aka less supply when it comes to gas and stuff like that, because they could travel by car, they could travel by plane, boat, whatever, but we all need that gas to take care of that. And all in all, it comes down to supply and demand. Maybe we have too much supply, then the gas prices will be lower. If we have too much demand, then the gas prices will likely be higher. That's simply how it goes. On top of that, we're dealing with foreign problems when it comes to Russia and Ukraine. Of course, everything going on over there has cut off our oil ties to them, and when it comes to Russia, so that's less supply right there. And of course, the US going out to pretty much do deals with their enemies probably isn't the best bet either. And with this administration that we have right now, pretty much drilling more oil home in the US and pretty much Canada and whatnot doesn't seem to be an option as well, because the administration is pretty focused on pushing green energy or clean energy, which is great, of course, and I think it's honestly a great long-term thing, but that's not something that's gonna just happen overnight. So it's a lot of reasons why supply should be low and demand is still high, because people are still gonna travel regardless, people are still going everywhere regardless, and everything's opening back up. So more demand, lower supply. It's as simple as it gets. It's tons of reasons we're getting there, but that's the reality of it right now. So with that reality combined with other issues, we're gonna see record high gas prices, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now. And it doesn't look like it's gonna change in the near future. So gas prices could continue to go up, and if that relates to some type of industry, it relates to that gas and oil industry, and there are of course stocks that relate to that as well. So when those gas prices continuously go up, those stocks will continuously go up and go up as well, and that's what we've been seeing over the past couple of months. But let's just look at the numbers. If we check out Exxon stock over the past year, it's actually up over 60%. Chevron is up over 70%, and ConocoPhillips is up over 100% just over the past year alone. So that's solid gains that you could have made off of that particular stock, Exxon, Chevron, or ConocoPhillips, if you want to do something like that, or something else in the market that's related to the same industry. Either way, the gains are there and people are making money from it, like myself. As it stands, I just don't think the US has any way to actually combat this supply shortage and honestly deal with the increasing demand. So we probably won't experience any lower gas prices or any lower per oil barrel prices up until the end of this summer, pretty much around the August, September months, just because people are generally going to travel more over the summer. and then, you know, travel less going into the fall, into the winter months. So we'll see how things play out, but that's just the way I think, that's the way I see it. And right now, that's what pretty much brings me to my stock sale. So as a result of everything going on, I will be selling about half of my Exxon Mobil position in my portfolio. And I have a couple of reasons for that. I think about 3 or 4. So let's get right into those reasons right here. And let's actually go ahead on my Robinhood portfolio and sell the stock, of course. So I'm actually going to pull up my Exxon Mobil stock right here. You can see right now it's sitting at about $96 a share, $96.09 to be exact. And honestly, the first reason I'm selling it, if we scroll down, is because I'm up quite a bit. I'm up over 115% on my current position, and I have about 20 shares of Exxon Mobil. You may say, well, 20 shares isn't crazy, and I don't think it's that crazy. I mean, I know plenty of people that have had, probably, I'm sure, have way more than $2,000 invested into Exxon stock, but I mean, you got to take into consideration that, you know, if I had 100 shares, or 200 shares, or 1,000 shares of Exxon Mobil, which I'm sure plenty of people do out there somewhere, and they probably might be thinking the same thing right now. Regardless, I'm up over 100% right now, and honestly, that's too much weight for my portfolio in particular. If you look at my portfolio diversity, that's about 6% of my portfolio right now, and I want to keep this around 3% of my portfolio, and that's about half of what I have in here right now. I would definitely consider being up over 100% in a position that I've only had for about a year and a half as a definite solid gain, a definite solid success with that particular stock, and I can sell some of this to go towards something else. And on that note of selling this to go towards something else, this is the perfect time to do it because there's tons of opportunity in the market right now. If you guys haven't seen my previous videos or just been in the stock market in general, you know the stock market has been going pretty much on a downturn for the past 5-6 months, pretty much since the year began. So the average portfolio right now is probably down around 10 to 15% if you're invested overall in the broad market. So right now, I believe my portfolio is down about 12% on the year, something like that. So it's a lot of opportunity in the market to get into some of these great companies and pretty much get into them at a lower price than what you would normally get into them at. And I talk about that on the channel as well. And I have tons of videos going over them. So definitely check those videos out. They'll be linked right up there. But regardless, there's opportunity available. I can go ahead and sell this or half of this position and put it towards something else that's going to rise in the future while it's down right now. You may say, well, Mike, what about the dividends? If you guys don't know, I'm a pretty heavy dividend investor. I kind of advocate that, at least for this particular portfolio. And as a dividend investor, I want to get the most dividends possible. So if I go ahead and sell half of these shares, obviously I'm going to get about half the dividend, which the next one coming up is about $18. So if I sell half of it, my next dividend after that will be about $9. And my thought process with that is, well, overall, I'm up over 1,000%. So if I go ahead and sell, 100%, $1,000. So if I go ahead and sell about half my position, I'll have about $1,000, and that equals to about 50 dividend payouts. 50 dividend payouts is not going to be easy. This is a quarterly paying dividend stock. So if I kept everything constant and didn't invest any more money into Exxon Mobil in particular, then I would have to wait 50 different dividend payout times before I would even reach $1,000 in passive income. Pretty much $1,000 is already sitting right here in front of my face. All I have to do is click sell, which I'm going to do in a couple of seconds. But that is an option for you if you don't want to do that. If you're a dividend investor, it's great to be a dividend investor. There's nothing wrong with that. But you also have to understand, at least for me personally, if you're up this much in a position in the short term, I would go ahead and try to take some profits off the table, simply put. On top of that, this is a 5-year high for Exxon Mobil, just like it is for some of these other oil stocks, a 5-year high for them as well, maybe a 10-year high, depending on how far back you're looking. But the point is, there's opportunity here. There's top opportunity to go and sell. The same thing happened in March of 2020 when COVID hit. There was an opportunity to go and buy because there was a lot of opportunity in the market. Almost everything was down because people were so afraid, people were so uncertain on what's going to happen with the world. So they decided to sell a lot of their stocks. And that gave a lot of people the position to go ahead and buy a lot of stocks for super cheap. This right now, this thing that we're experiencing right now with this whole gas shortage, or pretty much gas supply shortage, I guess you could say, with high demand, low supply, it's the same thing. It's just an opportunity to sell instead of an opportunity to buy. Now, last thing is, of course, I thought about selling my entire position. And you may say, well, Mike, why not sell the entire position? If you think it's going to keep going up, why not keep the entire position? Because I do think Exxon Mobil will continue to grow or continue to go up over the next couple of months, maybe even the next year. The problem with that is I can't be too sure. And at the end of the day, I'm trying to make money. And it's more beneficial to me to go ahead and at least sell half of the position, hold it in there for the rest of it and see where it goes, sell half of it and put it towards something else and just have that opportunity available to myself. So that's exactly what we're going to do right here. We're going to go ahead and click trade. Oh, it looks like they're up too. Oh, let me see, past day. We're going to go ahead and click trade. We're going to go ahead and click sell. And I'm going to go ahead and sell about half my position or 10 shares. That's going to give me roughly $960. go ahead and review, swipe up, and we should be good to go. Maybe it'll fill right now, maybe it'll fill in the extended hours, and they fill right now. So boom, $960. Sold 10 of my shares of Exxon Mobil. We're good to go. Now at $1,700 in buying power. Overall portfolio value of $33,967 right now. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my reasoning behind it. Like I mentioned, I did consider selling the whole thing, but overall, I'm still a dividend investor. And on top of that, I still want to be invested into Exxon for the long term regardless. So selling half of my position, collecting those profits, putting towards something else would just be more beneficial to me, or taking it for myself and using it to pay off some bills. I don't have any bills to pay off in particular, but that's an option for you just like it's an option for me. Now, that's pretty much all I got, but if you want to see other reasons why you might sell a stock, then definitely check out this video linked up here. I talked about 7 reasons why you might want to sell a stock in that particular video, and that's all I got for this video. So if you enjoyed, definitely hit that with a like button. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe button, you already know what to do. Definitely comment down below if you're selling any particular positions that you're up a lot in, or maybe you're down a lot in a lot of positions, because I'm down a lot in a lot of positions. If you're down a lot in a lot of positions, then which ones are you adding? Let me know down in the comment section below, but that's all I got for this video. So thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay positive. Thank you for all the support. Dollar Mike. Peace.